Hey guys, in the latest news, we have another limited limited banner. We have a FFBE limited banner in collaboration with Tomb Raider, which we'll take a look at later. But we have Divine Soleil, Explorer Aileen being our 5-star here, and Pharaoh Abel. Now, there's a lot of discussion on whether or not we should be pulling for them. I don't think their kits are quite unique enough for you to really want to pull for them, but because they're limited time, collectors may want them. Of course, if you have Explorer Aileen here dropping on your lap, there's no one that will reject her. Guesses are that she'll be able to at least perfect chain with a proper Aileen if you have her. And whether or not she'll receive 7-star treatment down the line, that's uncertain, but for sure what we know is if they're event limited units, they won't get 7-star treatments unless that event or collaboration returns. So for example, Nier Automata came once, and if it doesn't return again, all of my duplicate A2s will have no 7-star love. So anyways, taking a look at Aileen here, we have her job is Tomb Raider. So her TMR is called Tomb Raider, boost HP, fill LB gauge each turn, increase chance of countering, and boost attack when a single weapon is equipped in both hands. Now, how many attack percent, I'm not quite sure, but I can imagine something like this could be useful for a cloud user, depending on how much attack you get with the single weapon equipped in both hands. But yeah, boost HP and then fill LB gauge, which Cloud always needs, and chance of countering, which Cloud has innate countering, so that would be good. Treasure Hunter is probably the only thing that's interesting here. I mean, we're getting a lot of these units where you have them and they boost the drop rate of items, and I suppose it's drop rate of rare items as well. So before, you would always treasure hunt with like Jean and what's his name? There's this other dude, and yeah, you would always have them. But now you have these 5-star bases, so they can carry you probably through harder trials, but then also drop rare items. Pile Driver Finish, deal unmitigated damage to one enemy and fill your own LP gauge. Now, regardless of the name, regular Aileen already has a move like this. It's just not called Pile Driver. But yeah, so next would be Divine Soleil, and I personally think that, you know, if I get Divine Soleil, it might be more interesting for me. I'm not quite sure exactly how she's gonna kind of fit in the meta, but as you can see, her Trustmaster reward, Ankh of Goddess, enables Blessing of Life Giver, and Blessing of Life Giver is automatically revive caster 1 time. So re-raise for the caster only. So before, I had a mistake. I thought that, you know, you can re-raise a single target but anyone on your team, but you can only really do it on yourself. Now, how many turns it lasts will depend on how worthy is this Trust Master, but even if it's 1 turn, I suppose it's sort of useful. Yeah, and then of course we have our 3 to 5-star Pharaoh Abel. I'm not really interested in his TMR or his abilities, but if you're pulling for this banner, you'll most likely get a couple of him, so there you have that. And we have Power of the Sands as the TMR here. Boost attack and spirit by 15%, nothing too exciting. Decreased chance of being targeted, again, nothing really too exciting. You might want it as a, you know, a camouflage. And then that camouflage will give you some attack and spirit. I guess it's better than just regular camouflage. And then Nullify Stone, but only for Lara Croft, Pharaoh Abel, Divine Soleil, and Explorer Aileen. So that is pretty much useless unless you are using the unit set there. So will I be pulling for this? No, I think I'm going to skip it again. Now we have another raid event. Now if you're watching this like from our current raid event, which is the Final Fantasy 15, the Infiltration, that mech one, we're basically getting, you know, back-to-back raid events. Everyone's not really too excited, I think, for back-to-back raid events. Usually we're kind of used to the pattern where you have like a King Mog exchange event, you have a raid event, and you have a story event. So generally speaking, in the timeline, we should be having a story event, and the next story event should be CG Fina, which everybody is sort of waiting for. Now, I understand that Gumi is, trying to do their own thing. They're trying to also extend the life of the game, but including unique and interesting content, separating itself from JP, which is great. But I think this raid event could have been pushed a bit further. Anyways, we have our Final Fantasy Brave Exvius collab with Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris, and it's a Tomb of the Silversmith. So we're gonna be fighting this big snake here. Obtain Lara Croft after clearing the intermediate stage. So apparently we get 2 free Lara Crofts, one for logging in on a certain day, which we'll look at later, and then the other one is just to clear the intermediate stage. So she is a 5-star base, 6-star, so free 5-star. That's always great. Trustmaster, not really exciting either. HP, MP, attack, and defense 10%. Enable Lucky Explorer, and Lucky Explorer, I thought it would be like some kind of, I don't know, some more rare item drop like chance, but we have this boost all elemental resistance by 7%, and that's not really that interesting if you have like a King's Glaive hood, which is I think a hat, so it's equipable to almost everyone, and that has like a 5% resistance to all things. So this is why this Trustmaster is a 6-star, but again, it's a free Trustmaster, and if you're collecting the raids, you're gonna get those Moogles, so you're gonna be able to get their Trustmaster really quickly. But featured abilities: Relic Hunter, boost drop rate of rare items from enemies, same thing as the Explorer Aileen there. Ace Adventurer, so innate dual wield, but only for short swords, whips, throwing items, and guns. Automatic pistols, damage, and chance to paralyze all enemies. Could be useful, I guess, in an arena, especially if you're gonna get 2 of them. You can probably perfect chain those in the arena for a while at least. So yes, collect the individual, collect your event points for raid coins, and then you get all these different goodies. You got Staff of Osiris, again, nothing really great here. 10% HP, magic spirit plus 68, light magic damage to one enemy with this ability called Luminous. So I don't think anyone's gonna really be using this one. The guns, however, are quite interesting. We have our elemental guns here. Ice Elemental, 40 attack, 60 mag for Icy Death. Flamethrower is a 2-handed, so it's kind of sad, but depending on how you set up your unit, it could be useful. 60 attack, 40 mag, Fire Elemental. Other limited time equipment, we got Toxic Shotgun, so I'm pretty sure that's just going to be something that inflicts poison. Onyx Spirit of Ra, Gold Ring of Set. We don't know what those do yet, but they're 5-star. They probably won't do much, but if you're a beginner and you're joining us in FFBE Global during the raid, of course pick them up. They'll be pretty much free. You just need to craft them. And yeah, so remember, manage your raid orbs, do as best as you can. And this week we have our conclusion to our FF9 event, the Alexandria Castle King Mog exchange event. We have a highly new difficult quest. I guess this is an exploration, fighting this big insect dude. And here are the tips: defense and spirit reductions are effective, and attack and mag reductions are ineffective, so don't bother breaking his offensive abilities. Of course, as usual, complete these missions and you get your 5% and 5% trust Moogle, so 10% there, which I'm waiting for. I'm almost at another martial glove with my Alfreda, so I'll be thankful for this on Friday. We got more 10,000 tickets to exchange with King Mog, and we have light resistance plus 20%. I have a lot of these laying around. I think I'm at 15% right now, and yeah, they keep increasing the light resistance or the elemental resistance per event, so now we're at the 20% elemental resistance abilities, so that's good. So you can start possibly selling your light resistance or elemental resistance that only resist like 5 to 10%. Start selling them. You'll most likely have better ones in the future. And we have Beatrix's eye patch, 15% attack. That's pretty decent for a hat. I think we have hats that give like base attack, like Imperial Helm, Dark Helm, etc. They give like 14 or 18 attack, but this is a 15% attack. So again, depending how you equip your units, 15% is pretty decent. Enables Beatrix's eye patch, and this is only for Beatrix, and most likely after this event you won't be using her. She's not fantastic as a 7-star, so goodbye Beatrix. But either way, 15% spirit and nullify blind. And I always do have to make mention of Gil Snapper's Cave this week. Usually for like the Chamber of Crystals, I don't really talk about. We don't need them as much right now, but Gil Snappers, definitely hit it up. Use all your energy during the weekend on this. You won't regret it. Of course, you always have a lot of abilities to awaken, and prepare yourself for hopefully the story event that will come next week. Hopefully CG Vina, but yes, get a lot of Gil as much as possible right now. So there's a collaboration campaign here, and definitely take a read of this, and this is quite important. But if you're too lazy to read it, of course I can read it for you. So this is of course the FFBE with Lara Croft collaboration, and we get some special login bonuses. So make sure you log in every day, even if you're not planning to play a lot. Log in every day for the long run. So by the time of our event, which starts on March 9th, we get 5-star Lara Croft. So that's where you get your first one. Just log in and you get her for free. The next day you have 300 lapis, 5,000 raid coins, and then a EX summon ticket, so definitely come in for that. More raid coins, a Lara Croft Trust Mogul 5%, gets you one step closer to your Trust Mastery there. Another EX summon ticket by the next day, by March 16th, another 500 lapis, 5,000 raid coins, another EX summon ticket, but actually no, you get 2 EX summon tickets on the 18th, 5,000 raid coins, and then on the 20th, you get a plus 10 plus 1 summon ticket. So they've been giving out 10 plus 1 summon tickets for a while now. I think I'm like going to have 4 in a very short amount of time, so thank you for that. And then very last day, March 21st, we have Lara Croft Trust Mogul 10%. But if we get free Trust Moguls from the raid pulls, I'm pretty sure you would have maxed out Lara Croft's Trust Mastery. So regardless, remember to log in every day, and remember that the FFB units featured are limited time, so really consider whether or not you're going to be pulling for them. Again, I myself will not be pulling, so I think this is 3 or 4 banners in a row I've not been pulling, so so I have quite a lot of lapis and tickets saved up. Yep, so until next time, I'll see you guys later.